Yeah, hello. Welcome to Laye&Lucy TV. Today, I will be talking to you about football. You already know that we love football. We breathe with football, and we love to talk about football. So today, I'll be talking to you about intercontinental playoff of FIFA 2026 World Cup in Canada, Mexico, and US. So it is four teams, but two teams will qualify. This is the final. Two finals. All of them will be playing in Mexico. Our French people say Mexique, but two of the four teams will qualify. So we have the first final. It is between Jamaica and the Congo. The Leopard against the Reggae Boy. The Leopard Congolese team. Last time they were in the World Cup, it was in 1974. It is almost over 50 years now. They have not qualified to World Cup. Exactly 52 years. Congo is one of the biggest team in Africa. They won African Cup of Nations in 1968 and 1974, back and back winning. So in 1974, they qualified to a World Cup, but they lost all the three matches. They were the first sub-Saharan African country to qualify to the World Cup. And after that, they have been trying to qualify to World Cup. It has been very difficult, but this is the chance that they will not allow it to go away. So they will be playing against Jamaican Reggae Boy. We know that Reggae Boy last time they were in World Cup, it was 1998 in in France. Yeah, they lost both two games and won the last game, I think, against Japan. Let us talk a little bit about the about Jamaican football. Jamaican football, most of their players have the dual citizenship like that. Most of them live or were born in UK, and then some of them did not get a chance to represent England or Wales or Scotland, so they chose to represent Jamaica. So they have a good players. Most of their players are playing in, good football. They are playing in the good leagues. But comparing the Reggae Boy against Congo, it is difficult because Congo playing in Africa and African football is very difficult. We can give you an example. Just imagine, just for Congo to qualify to play off, they had to play against Senegal, they had to play against Cameroon, they had to play against Nigeria. So first game against Senegal, it was 1-1 in Dakar. And then in Congo, they led by 2-0. And I personally thought that they would qualify because they were playing better, they were counter-attacking. But in the second half, Senegal came back strongly. They scored two quick goals, and then they went and won the game. After winning the game, Senegal qualified automatic. Then Congo had to go and play in last November 2025. During that, they had to play against Cameroon. They beat Cameroon. And then after that, they had to play against Nigeria. They beat Nigeria during the penalty kick. And after that game, so Nigerian coach Sekou, the Malian coach of Nigeria, Sekou, said that the Congolese goalkeeper or Congolese player were using juju, and that was the reason that they qualified. But I personally don't believe in so, especially when it comes to football, because football is practical. After coming to playoff, they were the strongest team in the playoff, one of the most ranked team in the playoff. That's why they went straight to the final. And then Jamaica was not a strong team. And Jamaica, we have to know that Jamaica had a chance to qualify directly because from their continent, we saw that the US, Mexico, and Canada qualify automatic because they are the host. And then we saw a small team called Curaçao. Yeah, Curaçao won their group, and then Jamaica could not qualify, so they had to play playoff. So their playoff first game, the semifinal, they play against New Caledonia. New Caledonia is a small country from Pacific. So they were the second after New Zealand because New Zealand qualified directly to the World Cup. So the playoff space place went to New Caledonia. Jamaica played against New Caledonia. The game was very difficult. Jamaica scored 1 goal, and New Caledonia tried to come back. They even chip several times from long distance, but they could not equalize the game. So the game was very difficult for both teams because 1-0 is almost very difficult because if you win with 2-0 or 3-0, you can relax. But when the game is one, it's always difficult to win. But New Caledonia could not do nothing, so they were eliminated. So Congo will be playing against Jamaica, Africa against North America. I'm thinking that Congo will qualify because Congo is better team. They have a lot of players. They have a player in Premier League, in all these top leagues in Europe. They will be playing against Jamaica that also have good players in Premier League and other European league. But we have to know that having players in better leagues do not mean that you can win the game. Another reason I believe that Congo will win this. Congo has shown to us that they are one of the biggest team in Africa. They have been into semi-final recently, 2023, for example. In Africa, African Cup of Nations that was held in Africa. They were in the semi-final. And I think in 2019 also, they were in the semi-final or quarter-final. So they have been trying hard to play a better team. And they have a lot of Premier League players, key players in Congo. Van Bissaka, for example, is one of the key players. And then we have Mbemba, that is their captain. We have Twanzebe. We have another player, Maswaku, Bakambo, Visa, Bogunda, So it will be very good to see this game tonight. And then another thing is very important to know that Congolese coach, he has been there for over several years now. So which means he knows his player and then the player will deliver to him. And then they will be playing against the Reggae Boy. The Reggae Boy, they have a good history recently, and they have some good player, for example. Key player, for example, is Leon Bailey in Aston Villa. And then they have Andre Blake. Have been doing good, but you cannot compare them against Congo. So that do not mean that they cannot surprise. If they win, that's surprising Congo. So that will be very good for them. But I go for the Congo. If you don't agree with me, so give me a comment. And then let us go to second final. The second final is between Bolivia. Bolivia is located in South America, and then they had a very difficult qualification. They had to play against best team in South America, like Brazil, like Argentina, Ecuador, Colombia. So just imagine you put all these best teams in South America. So Bolivia was number 7, number 7. And then they had to win the last game. Guess what? They beat Brazil to win. I think it was 1-0. And then that gave them playoff space. Place. After that, because they were lower ranked in comparison to Iraq, they had to go and play semi-final. Semi-final, they play against Suriname. Suriname is actually located in South America, but they are in the confederation with North America because of cultural. They are much more Caribbean than they are South American. For example, in some country, we can see that a club from country A is part of federation for country B. For example, Wales, the club from Wales called Swansea, playing in the English Football Federation, not in the Wales. So it can go like that sometimes. Monaco, playing in the French Football Federation. What it is very important to know here that Bolivia, they have been to the World Cup before. They had to play against Suriname in this playoff because they have not been doing good. But during the playoff semi-final, so they chose to recruit a lot of players from Europe because most of their players get dual citizenship. So through that dual citizenship, so it was very possible for most of players that have Suriname heritage to come and play for them. So they scored the first goal against Bolivia. It was 48 minutes, but Bolivia came in around 70, late 70, and equalized. Shot from offside 16 meter. And then after that, Bolivia got a penalty, and then they transformed penalty to a goal, won the game 2-1. So after that, Suriname tried to change player and then change tactic, but Bolivia defended until the last minute. So Bolivia will be playing against Iraq. Iraq is one of the toughest team from Asia. You know, Iraq. How did Iraq came there? Iraq was they'll play against United Arab Emirates, so they have to play against United States Arab Emirates, and then they won that game. And after winning the game, so they had a chance to qualify to play off final. They did not play in the semi-final because they are ranked higher than Bolivia. I think this final will be very good because Iraq last time was in World Cup. It was 1986, so more than 40 years now, and they will try their best to be there. But what do I personally think about the Iraq national team? I think Iraq national team, they are in the higher rank in the FIFA system, but that do not mean that they can beat Bolivia football team. I think Bolivia is better, very organized than Iraq. But I may take a run, and then Iraq will come and beat because they are better according to FIFA ranking. But another thing I wanted to add on this that Bolivia, so any team that go to Bolivia to play football, they take you to the mountain, to their stadium, up. So maybe you start playing, your eyes starts turning around, so you can do nothing, so they beat you. But they show us that is not, they are not winning because of their stadium. They are winning because they are good, because they beat Suriname. But Suriname is not cool like Iraq. And Iraq is one good team. They have already won Asian Cup. I think it was in 2006, like that, or something like that in Jakarta. So I will be very happy if you can follow our YouTube channel. So we'll be talking about football and then ask me to talk about some other thing and analyze about some other thing. So the next video will be European qualification. So I'll talk about it as soon as possible. Thank you.